into a brand new lube package. In this video, I'm going to show you how to enter those items properly so they all show up in that new lube package. The first thing we're going to want to deal with are oil viscosities. Now if you go down to Setup Entry and then click Oil Viscosities, this is the entire list of viscosities that will show up in your lube package on a work order. Now, there's probably quite a few in here that you will not stock or don't plan on stocking. Feel free to delete each one of those. And if there are any weights that you carry that are not listed in here, go ahead and click New and enter those in, making sure to keep the formatting exactly as it is in this list right here. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and restart your AutoFluent software for that change to take effect. Next thing we're going to do is take a look at one of the lube packages that I have created here. Now, the first thing we have to enter is the filter size item. So our chosen size item for our oil filters is OF. So what that means is every oil filter that I create and enter into my system needs to have the filter size item of OF for that to show up in my lube package. So let's go ahead and go back to parts, and I'm going to type in OF, and here are all of my oil filters entered into the system. So just make sure that your catalog is exactly what you want it to be. Of course, there can't be any matching catalog numbers, and your description needs to match whatever you want the customer to see the description of this oil filter is. But most importantly, the size item needs to be OF. If you need any help creating these oil filters, of course, give support a call and we can walk you through that process. Now, the next thing we're going to look at is the oil. So if I come down here, you notice in this regular oil filter, lube oil and filter oil change, the quality of oil is oil-reg. So what that means is in this particular lube package, the only oil I want to show up is oil that has the size item of oil-regular, or reg in this case. So if I go to my miscellaneous parts, which is how I have my oil in the system, the reason I have it as a miscellaneous part is I don't necessarily keep track of every quart in the system. Now you may want to make it a part, which is fine. The difference is you will have to enter in quantities of how much you have, and it will keep track of those quantities. But here is all of the oil that will show up in my regular oil change because it has the oil-reg. Now the other very important thing here is in the description. For your oil, the description has to have the formatting just as we saw in the oil viscosities of the 10W-40 or 0W-50. That formatting has to show up for this oil to show up in the lube package. Otherwise, if it is labeled incorrectly, the system will attempt to put in an outside part oil item that you can enter in as if you are purchasing it from an outside vendor. The next thing we're going to go over, quarts in package. Of course, this is going to be however many quarts are offered in this package. And the default viscosity, again, it's whatever you select it to be from your list of viscosities. The labor item, you will need to create a new labor item for your oil change package. I mean, sure, you could use shop labor, but you want it to be somewhat accurate as to how much time and how long this process is going to take. So if I go to my item that I've created here for LOF, you see there's my labor, lube, oil, and filter change labor. I have it listed as 1 labor hour, and it's $15 in the cost of this package. So you'll want to make sure you have your labor item listed in there. Next thing is the additional item. You could use this for a fee that you may have to charge, like a recycling fee. You can create that fee in the system and click on this box with the 3 dots to pull that item in, to search your inventory and pull that in. You could also set your recommended miles, set your title if you want it to be boldface or italicized, or you can leave it how it is there, or you can choose the formatting of how you want this to appear. And if you want a forced price, go ahead and enter that there. Now, going over to a work order to see how this all works, if I go ahead and click on the new button to start a new work order, I'm going to enter in a license plate, And this will scan Carfax, of course, to find this plate for me. So now that I have this Volvo in here right now, I'm going to go over here to my service data, and I'm going to go to oil change, and here it's going to tell me exactly what the capacity is for this vehicle and the proper grade to use. So here I'm going to go ahead and select 5W30 and choose my regular lube oil and filter and add it to the work order. Now here it shows there's 7.1 quarts, 4 quarts in the package. Now I'll be able to select my oil filter from a list, and from here I can go ahead and click done, and you'll see it charges $30 for the oil change, but then it also charges an additional for an additional 3.1 quarts of oil. So that's how easy it is to use the lube package in the system. If you have any other questions, let us know.